Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Blessed Friday. We made it to Friday. I'm listening to my favorite news talk radio station uh, this morning, which I haven't listened to in quite a while. WHP 580 AM out of Harrisburg, and you can pick it up on iHeartRadio. There's my public service announcement. But when I was driving back and forth to work in the morning, I would always listen to the R.J. Harris morning show, and it's pretty good. But this morning I'm listening to it, Carol and me, we were sitting here because I wanted to check out the weather report and to see if there's any black ice in the area, because there is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So be careful out there driving. In the meantime, have some coffee with me. Oh boy. I splattered all over this thing. Jesus. There we go. So anyway, I was listening to R.J. Harris, and he had this little game show going on, if you want to call it that, the giveaway presents. And these are not my questions or answers. I'm stealing them from R.J. Harris show, all right? But he said this morning, remember Tommy Rowe? I think he did, I'm so dizzy, my heart is spinning, whatever it's called, or singing, Tommy Rowe. Apparently when he was becoming famous, and he was opening up in, I think he said England. Now we're going back years and years ago. For you old heads, you'll understand what I'm saying. Tommy Rowe. But when he was opening up in England, and again, I think that's why I wasn't paying all that much attention. I should have been, but I wasn't. Who was his opening act? Was it A, the Rolling Stones, or B, the Beatles? And then it'll go, no, it was not the Rolling Stones. The opening act was the Beatles. Can you imagine either one of those two super groups opening up for Tommy Rowe? Whoa. They had to get their big break someplace, That struck me as kind of funny. Then one of the other questions was your average teenage boy. Now, when you say teenage, what is that? From 13 to 19? But how many times does the teenage boy think about sex an hour? Right? And it was a multiple choice question, but he asked if it was 25 minutes, and of course it was, no. It was either 10 minutes or 6 minutes per hour. Every 10 or every 6 minutes per hour, a teenage boy is thinking about sex. So there's some useless information for you. And check on that thinking about sex question. Google it or Bing it, whatever, because I'm not sure if he said 10 minutes or 6 minutes, but that I can't remember that far back. But that's my useless information for today. I went yesterday, I had my speech therapy, and then I got it again. Susan, she wants to see me on Tuesday. She said I'm about 80%, all right? I said, well, is that good or bad? She said, that's all right. She said, I was hoping you'd be a little bit better than that, but you're doing okay, Ralph. I said, okay. It's all my retention, all right? But as I said in the past, this speech therapy, in the beginning it was all talking, but now we've moved on or progressed the last couple times that I went into reading little short stories, might be 1 or 2 paragraphs, and I'd have to read it to myself, and then she would ask me questions about it to see what I remembered on it, And these little short stories would have a lot of detail in them. They'd start out with minor detail, and as the short stories went on and the paragraphs went on, it got into more detail, all right? and she wanted to see. I guess she grades it somehow. I don't know how these people do this, but she would grade it to see if I would remember if there was a pink horse or a red horse, or if the grass was green, if there were dandelions in the yard, was the sky blue or was it raining out? That would be all part of the detail of the stories that I was reading. Okay, but yesterday was a little bit different. So I went in there to sit down, and we chatted for a while, and I said, am I going to read today? She goes, yes, you are. Because I hate reading, all right? I'm not a fast reader by no means. I never did like reading, and I wish I would have, but it doesn't keep my interest, all right? I've lost interest in reading from a very young age. It has nothing to do with my mini stroke that I had, but like Carol, she's got books and books, oodles of books that she reads, but I just can't do it. All right, I read a couple books by Jimmy Buffett and by my man Jerry Blavat. You only rock once or whatever it's called. So, but not much. Okay, but yesterday, I'm getting off track here. Yesterday was a little different. So she would put the flat screen in front of me. So if you're watching this on a flat screen, you'll understand. Or even if you're not, you'll understand. She swiveled it around. She goes, now watch. She goes, in the square box on what's on the flat screen. And what it was, excuse me, it was animated or mini cartoons, all right? No kind of noise, nothing in the background other than the animated mini cartoons. And she said they will start out maybe for one, the slowest one will be about 6 seconds. So you'll be able to watch it, and then boom, it'll go away. And then as it progresses, it'll get down to like 1 second. And what you have to do when you see this, you got to remember what you're seeing, and then at the bottom, when it goes away, there's a little box, and the little box asks questions. Like for instance, one of them, there was now you got to visualize this, animation, a cartoon, a top hat which was upside down, and a rabbit coming out of the hat, okay? And this was one of the slower ones. This was maybe about 5 seconds long. So you're looking at this top hat, and it's just sitting there all by itself. And it might be black, and then right around the rim at the top and at the bottom, there might be a red. So you got to try to remember that now, all right? And then all of a sudden you see the hands come out of the top hat, or the paws, whatever it is. And what color are they? Yeah, they're both the same color, let's say. And then finally the eyes come out. And then, boom, the ears come up. Then, oh, it's a rabbit, okay? And then it goes away. That was about the easiest one. And it says on the bottom, what did you see? What kind of animal was it? And you got to remember and say, oh, it was a rabbit, all right. How many colors were in the top hat? Okay, you had the red ribbon, if you want to call it that, and black. Very simple. Then it got to the hardest one, right? And it was only about a second long. There were arrows. There were maybe 5 or 6 arrows. Boof! It comes up on the screen for 1 second. And it goes away. Now visualize your arrows from a bow and arrow, okay? Whoa, that was quick. And I looked at her and said, that was real quick. She goes, yeah, now answer the question. And it says, on the arrows, the feathers, what color were they? I'm going, holy shit. I wasn't paying attention to that. I said, I don't know. I didn't see it long enough. And then she put it up for a second later, 1 more second, right? Rerun it, boom. And then I noticed, okay, the feathers were yellow. And it would ask the question at the bottom, are the feathers blue, red, or yellow? Well, of course, that first time, when it's 1 second, and maybe less than a second, you just see it. I didn't remember it. But that's what I was doing yesterday. So the speech therapy is not always about speech. I'm learning this as we're going along. She wants to make sure my retention is good for whatever I might do in the future, and if I go back to work. If somebody gives me detailed information in a speech and says, okay, Mr. Warzy, I want you to go here, 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 get this, get that, get this paperwork, do that paperwork, bring it back and have it done. I got to remember that. And when you have a mini stroke, or a stroke, I guess, sometimes you lose your retention in your brain. So there's my update. And I got to go today and do my blood pressure. I got new blood pressure pills coming in. They're going to minus the water medication for the water pill in it, because apparently that I just found that out yesterday from Susan, my speech therapist, that the water pill that's in these blood pressure pills, if you want to say that, or medication in these pills, when you go to the bathroom, which is what you're doing, excuse me, you're draining fluid out of your system, but what you're draining is potassium. And the potassium, if you're draining more potassium out than what you're putting in, yes, that's going to possibly make you dizzy. So that's what they're going to take out of my system. And now, if I would have known that, excuse me, it's these pills that I take, I could eat bananas for the potassium. But these doctors are not telling me this information. I got to dig for it. And I'm not complaining, but, and maybe they don't want you to know this. I don't know. But if it's something that you, the patient, should know, they forget to come right out and tell you, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Patient, now you're going to take these pills, and this is possibly your side effect. And if it is, here's a cure for it, right? But they don't tell you that because they're probably used to giving these blood pressure pills to hundreds, maybe thousands of patients, and they don't think about it. So always talk to your doctors if you can, And I'm giving everybody this information throughout all my videos on my stages on how I'm coming through my stroke, what I've been going through. So God forbid if you have a stroke, you can watch these videos and get somewhat educated and learn what I've gone through so you won't have to go through it. That's just the good nature I have. Yeah. Bullshit. Here's to Friday morning. Have some coffee or your favorite beverage with me. Let's go. Excuse me. And this dry throat and this constant cough. I'll get up in the middle of the night to go potty naturally, and I'll have to take a real small swig of water just to make my throat wet, and splash it around in my mouth and then gargle with it if you want to call it that, and then swallow it. And it's just a little mouthful, but it coats my throat and I can fall back to sleep. So, and that'll happen to you too if you're on the same kind of medication. So everybody's different, as Susan said yesterday. Ralph, everybody's different. It doesn't matter, but okay, enough of that babbling. I hope you guys have a great day today. I asked Carol what we're having for dinner tonight. I said, should I go out and get some pizza? She goes, no, we have enough pizza in the house. I said, okay. Because after I see my fine doctor and get my blood pressure checked, I'll head on down the road and stop at the Crossroads Farmers Market, Flea Market, Auction, whatever you want to call it, in Gratz. And I'll stop at the center section there and get my hot sausage sandwich for $2.25 with a little bit of onion on it. sauteed, and my small cup of Coke for, I think it's 50 cents. Where can you go for $2.75 and have a sandwich and a Coca-Cola? Only at the Crossroads Flea Market, all right? And Gratz Auction. If you ever get the chance and you're in that area, stop in there. It's right in the center. This guy, apparently he's the owner of the building and all that, but he's got quite a nice little gig going, just once a week, every Friday. But he'll do his people will do the not Italian, but a hot sausage sandwich, and they'll do burgers and sauce, and hot dogs, obviously. But that's all he sells there, and some kind of soda pop, right? Coca-Cola or whatever it might be. But I'll get that right there for my $2.75. Then directly across the aisleway, I'll stop over there and get the French fries. I forget the name of the fries, but I'll get a $3 thing of French fries, and I won't put any salt on it until I taste it. Then after I taste it, if it needs a little bit of salt, lightly salt it, because I don't need my blood pressure to spike up. Right? Last night I had a salad for dinner, and it was good. It was real good. Yeah, I had my white chicken meat, and you can tell my sister Mary that, hey, little Ralphie boy is eating good in the neighborhood. Okay, enough of my babbling. We're running at about almost 17 minutes when I'm finished here, okay? You guys have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, and God willing, I'll be talking to you tomorrow and Sunday maybe, and maybe even today, depending on what kind of information I get from my family doctor, all right? Let's put it down. Cheers and Nostrovia. I'll talk to you guys later on. Have a great day today. Watch the black ice in central Pennsylvania, all right? Because we're teetering at the 30, 35 level temperature. So be careful out there. And let me know what it is in your neck of the woods, okay? It's supposed to be really cold for the next coming days here in central Pennsylvania, Tower City, all right? God bless you. I love you guys. Thanks for spending your morning with me and enjoying your coffee with me, or whenever you're watching this, all right? Because without you guys, I don't need to be doing this. This gives me a mission. And if you're new to my videos, as I've said before, I'll say it again, please hit that subscribe button, and then right next to it, hit that little bell. Because if you hit the bell after subscribe, that'll let you know every time I do a video, all right? If you just hit the subscribe, it will occasionally let you know that I'm doing a video. Remember that. And tell your friends and family about it. Say, hey, this clown is on just about every morning, and I have my coffee with him, and I listen to what he has to say and what he has to do. It's light, it's airy, and I try not to involve politics. All right? Have a good day. Enjoy your family and your friends and neighbors, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. Make sure you appreciate them, all right? Say a few kind words. If somebody's having a tough time today, try to lift them up and make them feel good, all right? Because you never know. You might make their day, all right? Thank you, God, for peace on earth, and thank your God for another day on earth. And say a prayer for our wonderful president, that he does the right thing for all the legal citizens of the United States of America. God bless you. I'll talk to you later on, all right? Leave your comments or send me a private message. Take care of yourself. Keep on smiling. In 3, I'm going to punch out. Now smile. Give me a big smile. 1, 2, here we go. 3.